Hey, this is Adam, and we have just disembarked off of the plane, and we are now in Beijing to give you a report of things that are happening on the plane ride over. I watched a Monster Calls and cried a lot in a very public space.
Starting.
It says we're live. Yay, it's live. Not alive, just live.
Do an email thing.
Oh, this is stressful.
I know, it's stressful.
It's been too long. I don't remember how this works. I really don't.
I don't either. Like,
I really don't. And the
we're broadcasting, but you know, it's not
I know.
Here we are.
It's the fake show.
Fun pre-roll.
We've already had a lot of pre-roll, but
It's true. I have recorded some of it.
Oh
dear. Well, you. What was that bubble sound?
Texas
bubble?
Panda? Or would you call it Texas Panda?
Oh, Texas Panda.
Mm-hmm.
Bubble?
I can't do that.
See you guys up there.
Yeah.
See you guys up there. Ha ha ha. Play.
Yeah. No, doesn't. I'm also wearing this is really silly. So I've been buying all these lipsticks that are 24 hour because I'm trying to find one that lasts 24 hour for the wedding. And I'll only buy them if they're on sale though, because it's.
Yeah.
I just tried to figure out a brand that I like, but I've realized that when I do wear the things that I can't make as funny noises as it coats your face. I mean that makes sense. It just.
Can you still do that?
Kind of. I don't get as much resonance. See, I can't even flutter. Okay, there we go.
Hey Jeff. I can't hear us. We're motorboating the internet. Yeah, let's vocalize. Hey, the other thing, I recently, my front three teeth are fake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got this one, the left one fixed. Because that was the first one that I got capped when I was in the initial accident, back in high school.
Right.
And what ended up happening was all of my other teeth, and then these two replacement ones I got were all the same color, which were closer to white. And then that one was very yellow, which I don't think anybody really noticed but me. But when I look at pictures, it was very clearly two shades different. It was really so. I just recently, literally a month ago, got it fixed because we, just switched over to newer insurance with our,
nice.
And so and it's really funny because they matched it to get my teeth symmetry. They matched it with the one over here. So instead of going straight across like the old one did, which was an ugly color, now they kind of do this a little bit.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell. They look nice. You're very nice.
Right, yeah. It looks good. Yeah. I'm so obsessive about my teeth.
I would be too. I am. I mean, I have my permanent retainer.
Yeah.
On the bottom, it's seared.
Yeah.
But I can't wear my top one anymore because I didn't wear it like I was supposed to. I did in high school, but then in college, I was I've got other shit to do.
Yeah. I don't think anybody does. I think that's what happens to everybody. The retainers, because that's what I had mine after my braces got out, and mine, it was a little dumber and weirder how it happened. I was wearing it regularly for a couple of months, but there was in the morning I'd take it out when I was eating breakfast, and there was a little bowl on top of our microwave that I would always put it in, and one day I put it there and then I couldn't find it. I have no idea, I don't know if maybe I missed or what happened, but and my house I grew up in was kind of like a hoarder house. There was shit everywhere, but I couldn't find it. And so I was like, oh, well, I guess I don't have a retainer anymore. And then a couple years later, I found it underneath the microwave. But by then, of course, everything had shifted. It was pointless.
Yeah.
So
I tried to put mine on, and then I left it on thinking oh, it'll just, and it gave me 2 little indents right on my canines. And I was like, oh shit, okay, well, they're gone now. But you know what I mean? I can still feel where I tried to.
Yeah.
Some of your enamel will get dinged.
Yeah.
And I have an indent on this one because I was working out and I had a necklace and I was doing burpees and it was and it literally, it swung up and went right in my tooth and it hurt. And then I went home and I had a little circle indent from where it hit me because I was going.
Boy.
I always think of if I get really because I'm really like you, I like having really straight teeth. I would just invest in an Invisalign top thing and be I want them straightened because they've already fixed everything else. They fixed my overbite, they fixed the tooth that was turned in as well.
Yeah.
From the accident.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we do our syncy clap now that we're 7 minutes and 45 seconds in? You can't hear me?
You're just very soft.
Really?
Oh, I am?
Yeah.
May not be much I can do about that. Let me see.
Okay.
That's great. Sarah and I will just talk over you anyway. All right. I've got
nothing I can do about it. Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah. I don't think do I have GarageBand open? Do I need GarageBand open?
No, I did start that. I put that microphone down there for you. I mean, I guess I can run it just in case.
Probably most important for me.
Yeah. You've got a hardware mic down there, Sarah. As long as that solid light is red, you're okay. I've got a hardware mic too, which is why it's harder to hear me, but it comes through on here okay.
Sure.
Okay. So it's recording, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're recording.
All right. So we're clapping.
All right, are we ready? 3.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll do 3, 2, 1, clap. Okay.
Wait. All right. I've started recording.
You're recording in GarageBand.
Yes.
All right. I'm already rolling on the Zoom.
Okay.
Sarah,
I'm already rolling.
you should have a solid red light, big red
I
light.
didn't touch it. I'm not touching things. I break.
All right.
That's when I break them.
All right.
All right.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Hey, welcome back.
Hello.
Hey.
Our last recording was December 28th or something, 2015.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
been
crazy.
a year and 7 months. Year and change, right? When last we left our heroes, we had initiated a couple of challenges, sort of, I won't call them farewell challenges, but so long for now challenges because we had wrapped our season. And we're coming back kind of just temporarily to do one very specific thing. But I thought in the interest of closure and a better job that I did with this in another show, that we should catch up with our challenges and how we're all doing. So Adam, your challenge, as I recall, to everyone, was to vote.
Uh-huh.
How'd that turn out for you?
Well,
Yeah.
I'd say collectively it didn't turn out so good. Yeah, going back and listening to it, I was very, what's the word? Egalitarian?
Hopeful? Egalitarian? Yeah. Egalitarian would be like if you're Sam the Eagle. I think you should vote.
You should vote.
Vote. Yours is better.
Yeah, it does the up voice.
Yep.
Again, my challenge was I didn't care who you voted for, go out there and vote.
And
And now
said,
you care.
Maybe you should have just said vote.
In retrospect, sure. But again, voting was up. Like more people voted in the last election, and
That's true.
and I would say that maybe the consequences of the last election has certainly spawned a lot of civic engagement, and so that's exciting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You could also say that maybe some international forces listened to our podcast and was like, yes, I should vote. I should. That's a very good idea. Comrade, I think I shall vote.
Poor comrades.
Here is some money. Would you like to have a meeting? Hello.
Since it's been so long since we did this, let me check in real quick for a second. When we're watching the Hangout, and as everyone talks, does it switch cameras automatically?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Then everything's fine. Good. And Sarah, start broadcast was hit, right? I see live on my screen. You should see live on yours.
Yeah.
See, since when last we left our heroes, Google Hangouts on air was very easy to do, and then they took it away and they moved it over to YouTube, and I got a little confused. We all got a little confused, but here we are.
Here we are.
I've always been confused.
Well,
Yeah.
there we
When it
go.
comes to technology, not about
Sure.
other things.
No, I see.
I just always assume whenever we do this, there's we say we're going to start at 10, and then
It's
at
11:15.
10 o'clock, right. At 10 o'clock, I start setting my stuff up, and then find out since the last time we've been on that everything has changed about how we connect.
Everything is wrong.
Right. So then Jeff calls me and texts me and talks me through, and then eventually sends me an invite to wherever the hangout is. And then about an hour, 20 minutes later, we actually record the thing.
Hey.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Yeah.
When last we left our heroes, Sarah, your challenge. Well, unless there's more about the voting thing. Is there more about the voting thing?
No,
There
I
might
mean,
be.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how much
Big
we
league.
want to just revel in this question. Yeah.
No.
Oh, I'm ready.
I will say though, I had a very funny moment when I went to go vote. Fortunately, my voting place is the Greek Orthodox Church, which is like 2 blocks, which is so great. They have a big Greek festival in September. Please,
Awesome.
you guys should come. It's so much fun. It's like 4 days. Traffic is terrible here, but I don't care because I don't have a car, so I just the bus gets it through. But anyway, so I went to vote, and I was going through, and I voted, and the last one is, of course, like the presidential ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those ones where, of course, it's a digital touchscreen, and then it keeps the hard copy receipt printout that then they verify what the votes were. If there's any type of discrepancies. Well, I hit the button, and it registered for the other candidate, and I panicked for a moment. I was like, and I was looking around, like I didn't know what to do. Like everything else, it had worked out properly, and I just, there was a moment of terror, which I'm sure was only like 15 or 20 seconds, but felt like an eternity.
Yeah.
And then I saw there was a way to, because there wasn't a way to like undo it, but you could advance forward, and then there's like a final screen where it's like, are these the people you really want?
So you just had to go forward in good faith, being like, well, let's see.
And I almost called a guy over, but then I didn't. So I hit the go forward, and at that, there's that last screen before, like, these are the people I'm voting for. And so I had the option of going back and changing it. And so once I got to that screen, I could go back and change my vote for the person I really wanted to vote for. And but there was a moment of terror, and like I was like,
I mean, I would have reported that, because then
Sure.
if you caught it, but like if
right.
someone who's
and it-
not as aware.
And again, I'm not. I was not sure if it was just me, like a slip, like if I was
Right.
just like a half inch below where the trigger was, or what. But again,
That's
yes,
terrifying.
Terrifying.
Wow.
So, because Georgia, because I used to be an Alabama voter, but Georgia has the whole, like, the touchscreens and whatever.
Yeah.
In Alabama, you get a marker, and then there's arrows, and you fill in the arrow.
That's
Like-
the way Georgia used to be, and I actually feel that was the most clear
Yes.
way to do it.
It was lovely.
Right, because then it's all just a hard copy thing, and it's that magnetic ink or black strip,
Right.
and you clearly know who you are voting for in that system. I
Yes.
preferred it. Yeah.
So, but I guess maybe there's a thing with, like, if you can make hard copies, or if there's a way you could engineer. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
So, moving on, segue.
Oh yeah. When last we left our heroes, Sarah, your challenge to, I think it was to yourself, was to be strong, to get stronger, and you said some of it was physical, and you said some of it was mental, emotional resolve. Well, it's been a year and some change. What happened?
Physically, yes, I feel a lot stronger. I work out every day. That's nice. Mentally, I feel like I'm in a good place. I feel like my sass is back, and I feel kind of more like myself.
Yeah.
And I attribute that to, physically, yes, I feel like I'm in a good place. Mentally, I feel like I'm in a good place. I feel like my sass is back, and I feel kind of more like myself. And I attribute that to, I feel like my sass is back, and I feel kind of more like myself. And I attribute that to having that tour experience that was not as exciting as I wanted it to be, and then getting to direct, and I don't know, just sort of turning 30, kind of like there's a lot of stuff I think I put a lot of pressure on myself, and then it turning 30 happened, and I just realized I don't have to take crap anymore. Not like in like a F you kind of way all the time, but sort of like I have life experience, and my life experience is relevant, and I don't have to please you. Because I think a lot of my early 20s was just trying to please people, or wanting them to like me, or wanting validation or something, and like when you work as an artist, it's really, you like need the validation, but you don't. But like, I don't know. I feel more rooted in myself again, which is pretty rad. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I feel that is a big 30, especially, is a big a dividing line in those types of realizations. Only because, again, surrounded, a lot of the people that I work with are at that divide too, and they're having the same sort of realization. Mm-hmm. And I know for me, it was a big moment. 30 was kind of I felt more inclined to only worry about pleasing myself and not pleasing other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of the have-tos go away. I don't have to do this.
Exactly. I don't have to waste my time on something that is not making me happy, or that I feel isn't giving me what I want.
Right.
And it's also hard too, like especially as an actor and being a lady, and where we are location-wise, it's hard because there's like this supposed to be like once you turn 30, like you're old or you're useless or your good years are used up,
sure.
Which is a load of horse shit. But you know what I mean? You're told that over and over and over again, and then I don't know. I just had like this punk rock moment of like, you know what? Fuck the man. Fuck the system. Nah, I'm gonna do all this shit in my 30s. Just you wait. I've never fit into your little box anyway. I'm not going to now. And it was really liberating. So.
Yep.
I thought 30 was great. 30 was my effort time. I was like, yeah, 30.
Yeah, well, shit got pretty good for you when you were 31, so you know.
Yeah. That's when we started. That's when we first met, isn't it, Jeff? Like right when you were getting 30? Because right?
Trying to get me getting 30.
Yeah. Is that...
No, we met in college.
Because Jeff and I started...
Well, I mean, yeah, we met in college, but we didn't really...
We weren't pals until... Was I 30?
I just assumed that all Academy teachers were friends.
I might have been 29. I don't know. It might have been It was right at the time that my whole life broke, and that was sometime around 30, something, 29,
sure.
30.
Well, I feel, because then you... Because then I feel then you helped... you were a cheerleader for me when I decided to take that year off.
Oh yeah.
Remember? Yeah.
God knows I tried. Yes, I was. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember that was a hell of a year.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah. And I still hold to that. That's the thing is we've been talking a lot recently because our company has just switched over to a new benefits provider, and so you're weighing all these options of like extra insurance for various things and like gap coverage and blah, blah, blah. And I look at all of that and I'm like, you know what? I've got enough of a cash reserve still that I don't feel I need to do those things. Mm-hmm. And again, it all comes back to that year. And so I always want to make sure I have that cash reserve so I have the option to go, if I don't like this, I'm done. I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah. It was I think a big time for all of us because suddenly I'm single and I'm living in Columbus, and you and I become friends. We start the podcast, when the podcast there, and I'm living my life, and then Sarah comes along, and
after having my life turned upside down on the other side of the world.
Yeah, and so we all sort of went through this big upheaval, kind of not at the same time, but at these along a continuum. Like, boom, it happens, it happens, and it all comes back together. I think in a really nice way.
Yeah.
Because I remember last time we were discussing a bit about would we be friends and what was all that kind of stuff, and that was a really weird conversation when I went back to it. And I think I prefer to live in a universe where I feel like we all would have found each other somehow,
I think so.
no matter what. I think we
Well,
would.
you've sealed the deal now, Jeff. You're stuck with me for 5
I
minutes.
have. Speaking of changes and stuff, I think it's a fun example of where we come from. That first off, no McDonald's crates anywhere, but also I'm gonna have to move my whole setup here. But from the old, in the new studio here, from the old studio, I still have wallpaper from that old house. Just as a little, that's for Jeffrey. That's for Jeffrey.
Yeah, I cut it. I took an X-Acto knife and I cut because it was peeling off. And it was excellent. No, there's more of it somewhere. Yeah.
Check question real quick. Sorry, because again, it's been a long time. I know that I'm not super loud when I talk to you guys because I'm not on a mic that's going into the iPad that I'm recording on.
Yeah.
But when I talk, does the Hangout at least switch cameras to me?
It does.
It's on you right now.
Then I'm not going to worry about it. You can see the whole thing. It's all...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then moving on.
So you'll be able to import the sound and things that you do.
So, when last we left our heroes, I think my challenge was to finish something. I don't know that I did. I'm pretty sure I didn't. I think I just started more things. So,
No,
yay!
that's not true.
What did I finish?
You put a ring on it.
Well, that's true. That finishes and begins on November 11th.
No,
by the way, we're getting married.
You wrote a proposal to teach a film class, and you were doing that.
I am, and that will finish in a week. So there. Whew.
Who's got your back?
Just in time.
Just under the deadline.
Finished.
Yeah.
Right.
Finished. Adam has been witnessing a weekly writing challenge between Adam, Aaron, Scott, and myself. Every week we have to write at least one page. Adam's attendance was optional.
Yes, thank you.
Aaron, I think, is just forget it,
What?
I'm not doing this. Aaron said in one thing.
Once you gave me that out, I was like, I shouldn't participate in this right now.
I didn't think you should. That's why I keep a weekly tally, and mine is 4 out of 4. Aaron's is 1 out of 4. Aaron, who's he's not. He's whatever. Yeah. And Adam's is 0 out of 0.
Yeah.
So even if you did one thing, it'd put him ahead.
I feel like Scott's contributed.
Scott's 4 out of 4.
That's great.
He's solid.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was fun. Bless you. So that was then. This is now.
Look, I pick up after I drink. It's like anything. So it's
So that was then. So why are we here now? We're here now because I like to phrase it this way because it's fun, although it's not true. We're sending Adam to China. Okay, Adam is sending Adam to China. But Adam, why don't you tell us about China?
Sure. Well, China is a country in...
okay, skip ahead.
Oh, okay, a couple thousand years. Okay. Oh, flash forward to about a year and a half ago. Okay. So my boss at Children's Theater of Charlotte, where I worked, our education director, struck up a conversation at a meetup in New York City with this group called Harmonia. And Harmonia is a nonprofit that coordinates artistic exchanges between China and Western arts organizations. Primarily, it's all been in performance venues or short-term sort of education-y workshop things. And so they were looking to expand their sort of educational offerings as well as they had never partnered with a children's theater specifically before. Most of the time it was arts for adults or performances for children. And so flash forward a year and a half later, and later on this week, on this coming Saturday, I will be boarding a plane to China, and I'm going to spend about a month there. And so the way it's divided up, the way our time is divided up is the first half of that month, we are partnering, Harmonia has partnered us with Haley Berry School, which is a whole nother conversation. They're a private school.
But not like Halle Berry, the actress.
Not Halle Berry, yeah. I think it's
Chuck Berry?
It's Haley Berry, like Haley Berry. But I usually say it as Halle Berry, which I just realized. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to slam a pint of whiskey and teach children.
Right.
That's a reference to that apparently a Comic-Con panel like yesterday. She slammed a pint of whiskey during the Kingsman talkback. Everyone's going to love this. All right, great. So anyway, trying to be topical.
Podcasting gold.
Yeah. So the first half is we are going to this private school, and so we're gonna teach 6th through 9th graders, or 6th through 10th graders, sort of a version of our high school summer programming that we teach at Children's Theater of Charlotte. Interesting fact why we're not going to have any, I think, 10th graders in there is because apparently during the 10th grade year in China, they go and serve and get trained in their military training. Yeah. So that is why we will not be teaching that age.
Right.
Yeah.
Because nothing says defend your country like giving a 16-year-old a gun.
Right. So that's the first half.
I think with the beginning of the show and with what Sarah's comment, we may have alienated a certain demographic. Fine. Go.
I hit 30. Yeah. Remember that whole punk rock thing?
That's right.
Yeah.
Adam, continue. I have to get a charger for the iPad, but please continue. Yeah. I kind of know this, and Sarah doesn't, so let's catch her up.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
So the second half is there is an international theater salon that happens every year in Beijing, and so there are theaters from around the world. I was told last time it was there were some theaters from Iceland.
Oh, wow.
I think some from England and around, and then we were, again, the only children's theater representation there. But what we are going to be doing at that conference then is working with all of the children's theater administrators and some teachers in China, because each province in China has a dedicated theater built for children's theater. But they don't have programming that they put in it. And so they don't really do educational classes. It's mostly kind of like, bus and truck type touring things.
So basically, the future of the children's theater in China is all in your hands. On your shoulders.
It really is. And to give you, to encapsulate the little bit of terror that is in the back of my mind, again, so we're teaching for a couple of days this sort of masterclass format to, again, it's about 60 people, we're told, of administrators scattered around their country. And it is one of the topics that I am teaching is called The Principles of Western Theater. In an hour-long class. And so it's basically supposed to be kind of a nutshell takeaway of what are the things that define Western theater in terms of performance. Like, what are sort of the nutshell things? And again, because it's an educational, well, it's both an educational and performance presenting conference. As an educator, you want them to be on their feet doing things. And so it's me trying to distill down what are like the 4 to 6 basic principles, and then what are the things that we can do on our feet to make that connection. Because instantly, when I was, conferring with my partners, Adam Burke, our artistic director, and Michelle Long, our education director, that was the one that we got to that we were like, what the hell is this? Like, and again,
this is the, how do you guys do it class?
Right.
There's so many, because there's so many different ways to go about.
Right. So, first I just made a list for myself of what I thought it was. And then we kind of backtracked. And again, Stanislavski is kind of the starting point, and that's where all the branches happen. And so, and again, we bill ourselves as a Stanislavski based training program, which I guess you could really say every current theater program that is out there.
Well, because out of Stanislavski came Meisner, came Uta Hagen, came Strasberg,
right?
Yeah,
and so they all have similarities. They just kind of, maybe one focuses more on the external, one focus a little more on the internal, but it all still comes back to they don't train one at the expense of the other. And so it is one of the principles that I'm saying is like it is a holistic approach. It is body and mind balanced and engaged at the same time. So Yeah, so that's where my head's been the last 3 days because I've had other things kind of occupying my brain space, and so now I'm just trying to figure out what the hell this presentation is. So
Wow.
we meet again on Monday morning, the three of us, and to kind of talk through what we're going to be presenting at this conference. And the other things I'm not so worried about. It's like creative drama and experiential theater, which I am super confident in.
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. Yeah,
That is my wheelhouse. But this, but it's also interesting that going back and having to question yourself, what are the guiding principles? It provides a great jumping off point for introspection again, to be like, well, yeah, what makes us different, and what is the jumping off point, and why do we do what we do, and how do you reduce that to like an elevator speech where you can say to somebody, this is what I believe, boom, boom, boom. So,
Right.
Well, I feel like too, like culturally, like when you think of like Chinese theater or whatever, like they are very, like they do have, I think, maybe more identifying pillars, because there's such a history and a storytelling of their legends that came out of, and since America is relatively like new in the, you know what I mean, like we don't have as much of those storytelling. So, I mean, unless you like think about like Native American and like their storytelling, but you know what I mean, like overall the entire country doesn't really have.
We're borrowing everything from our European traditions and history and stuff like that.
So,
and so that's the interesting.
Come at us, theater history people. Come at us. Bring your theses.
That's the interesting. Yeah, that's the interesting point. Is we are going to a country that is thousands of years old, and that's why when we first started talking about this topic in our little breakout group, I was incredibly nervous because I don't want to make it a compare contrast to say we do this and this is what I think you do, because then or even just say this is what you do, because then I feel there's a judgment call that one is necessarily better than the other.
Well, theater isn't about putting people in boxes either. You know, it's
so I'm just saying so I'm making sure very clear in my language. It's this is what we do.
Yeah.
and so what you do is okay. This is what we do. Right. And to be fair, you asked.
Right. But also what they've done is help inspire some theater that we do. You know what I mean? Like it's all threaded together.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited. We leave this Saturday, and so I'm excited to eat interesting foods, and we're going to go to.
Sarah has some ideas.
Yes. There's a little bit of touring, touristy things built in, so we're going to go to the Great Wall and the Forbidden City.
Cool.
And for the first half, we're going to be in one of the suburbs because the private school is about 45 minutes outside of Beijing, and then for that second half, the conference is in Beijing, and we'll be kind of in the heart of the city at the whatever hotel they're putting us up in. So
when do you come back?
Okay.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
When do you come back?
I come back August 23rd, I think, is when we fly back.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Sarah. Sorry.
I was just saying, are you guys wearing like, I don't want to say like a uniform, but are you guys like, is there a dress code that like you have to follow? Or is there
that was a question I had, and we again, Harmonia is hosting us, and they're going to be sending at least 2 people with us to help facilitate conversation, if nothing else. But we asked that question, and they said, generally, a more conservative dress style is kind of the norm. So I'm bringing just pants, and some polo shirts, and then some t-shirts too for, I guess, when I'm casual or just being touristy. But with women, they were like, skirts are fine just as long as they're not above the knee, but pants are fine too. Shorts, they said shorts too are fine as long as they're not too far above the knee. But I think just to be safe, we're all wearing skirts and pants.
All the pants.
Yep. Yeah.
Are you worried about like the air?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
back
taking
like a coal miner.
I'm taking a full month's worth of Flonase with me because it's mostly my nose tends to be where I get all the.
Watch them stop that at the border. It's like, whoa, 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 buddy.
Yeah.
You're dealing in Flonase?
Yeah, but yes, it's terrible air quality there, especially in the larger cities. However, they have been apparently making tremendous strides over the last 2 years that, China is on track to lower their carbon output, be more on track with the Paris Accords, the climate accords than our country is. So,
but are they going from terrible to bad, or are they going from bad to okay?
They're going from terrible to bad.
Okay.
With the goal of getting to good, but that's
right.
That is a 20-year endeavor. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Returning to good, back to good, like Matchbox 20. What a weird reference. So, unless there's more stuff that we need to know about the trip, which if there is, let's talk about it. Otherwise, we'll move on to maybe Sarah's list.
I think the challenges that I have with will help spurn discussion. I don't know.
All right. Sarah, would you like to run through your list of challenges?
Spurned or spurred?
She said sperm.
Oh.
Oh God, no, I did not, Jeffrey.
What?
Stop it. Okay, so one, and we talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
And because I would totally do this, is eating all the foods they have, including the bugs. So I want you to try grasshopper. I want you to try what other things like scorpion or whatever. I just think it's fascinating.
To be fair, Adam, I think you were on track to do this in life, regardless of China. Anyway, this is just helping to give it a reason.
Things I would also do. So it's not. I'm not trying to be I would. I'm only giving you challenges that I would do for fun.
Right.
I want you to do Mao. I want you to do the series that Chairman Mao created that we know, the breathing exercises and the calisthenics. I want you to do Mao with people doing Mao. If you can find people doing Mao out in the wild.
And do we need picture proof of all of these? Is this a pics or it didn't happen affair?
I mean, I don't.
Sure.
I think so.
I can make that happen. The only thing that I am not sure I can do is I can't send them to you in real time because there's.
We can wait.
No,
we can wait. Pictures or video, either one. We'll put them into the show when we come back.
Yeah.
Speaking of pictures, so yeah, I do. I want you to do Mao with people doing Mao. I think that would be really fun.
Yeah.
I want you to get a picture with every animal on the Chinese New Year calendar.
Yeah.
Just a selfie. I just think, and it could even be you can think outside of the box. It doesn't have to be necessarily a live animal. But
ox might be hard.
Right, but if it's you're eating oxtail, or if you're eating, I don't know, get creative with it.
It counts.
So the next one is if you grow your beard out, or I don't know, I want you just to pretend to be a famous celebrity for one day, when you're in Beijing, like Josh Groban, because I was oh, you look like Josh Groban, or whatever. I just want you to pretend.
Here's the thing that I've been told, and I might not have to pretend to be a celebrity because both Adam and Michelle, because they went there last year when we were still in the fact-finding phase of this whole project, they said that everywhere that they went, typically Chinese tourists, from other provinces, were asking to take pictures with them, only because it was rare for them to see. Especially if they were outside of a major city and just visiting a historic site or religious site. To see a white person, a Caucasian person, is kind of an anomaly.
Well, and you're super tall too, so that's.
Yes.
Twice as exciting.
Yeah.
So I want you to just act like a celebrity.
Okay.
Just for fun.
Or live like one for a day. Sure.
I want you to come back with a cool nickname. And what I mean by that is if people pronounce your name wrong, or if the kids you're teaching come up with a name for you, that just has to be what you go by for the rest of the trip, and then you are going to bring it back to America.
Okay.
I want you to have a really in-depth in-depth conversation with a monk, because I figure if you're going to some temples or you're going to,
there are a couple of monasteries in within Beijing proper, or temples, maybe not monasteries, but there are some temples, and I wanted to get to a couple of them. So.
I figured
we would also accept getting your ass kicked by a monk.
I want you to have a really nice conversation,
or get your ass kicked by a monk.
And learn, and then I want you to learn some kung fu while you're there. You don't have to learn all of it. I just want you to learn some kung fu.
Some
either from the monk or from your students, because they probably know. some. Not like, you have to come back
Like
as an assassin.
gorilla
But I
clicks
think it'll be
mouse.
I'm trying to summon my chi right now.
Gorilla clicks mouse. Careful, you're gonna summon some gas.
Because I can do Tai Chi, I can, waving hands
Yeah.
like clouds.
Yeah.
But I don't know, those are,
Those are all good ones, and I feel pretty doable. Except maybe conversating with a monk. I betcha
that they don't talk.
well, or they only speak their native language.
well, maybe you'll have a translator.
I will definitely, yeah. I don't know if I can. Yes, I will
You can.
definitely have.
It's the effort. It's the effort that matters.
Yes.
It's the
Yeah.
effort.
Sure. I will. If nothing else, I'll get a high five.
And a
Okay,
photo.
sure.
Oh, and a photo. Yes.
Yeah, and a photo.
Yes.
Let me take a selfie.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that the whole list?
Yeah.
Let's run through them one more time, real quick. Just quick.
Okay.
Number 1 is what?
Eat bugs.
Eat bugs.
Yeah.
Number 2,
Do Mao.
do Mao. Number 3,
Get a picture with every animal on the Chinese New Year calendar.
right. Number 4,
Pretend to be famous.
number 5,
Come back with a cool nickname.
number 6.
Have a conversation with a monk.
Is that the end?
Learn some kung fu.
Number 7, kung fu. 7 Horcruxes. Leave your soul in China.
Oh, I've got nothing left to give in that area.
Oh my.
I'm excited that you're getting to go to the Forbidden City because I've only ever seen a miniature version of it. In Florida, in Orlando, there was this place called Splendid China,
Uh-huh.
and they created all the beautiful castles and the history and the Great Wall, and they put it on a miniature scale. And they would do like Chinese dancing and acrobatics and all this stuff, but you could literally walk through these miniature versions of these temples that were about, up to your chest wise. It was really cool to see.
Uh-huh.
So
I was wondering, now that we've got those 7 challenges from Sarah, and since you're going, I was wondering if you had challenges for you, or if you have expectations of the trip, or things that you really want to get
I think
out of it.
Sure. My biggest challenges were to kind of go, off-site a little bit, go to the marketplaces and kind of wander around.
Yeah.
And to really kind of engage and just figure out how their system of arts and theater works in China, which I think there'll be some opportunities for those types of conversations within the conference we're going to.
Yeah.
Just because it's all, what we do, we're profit, nonprofit, organizations here in the United States, but it's completely subsidized in China. Like it's just that is their job, and they get their paycheck from the state, and this theater gets their operating cost from the state. And so I don't know how that I don't know, and I don't know how free some of the conversations can be too, because we're talking it. I'll just say it. It's a more authoritarian style government.
yes,
It is maybe not so much as it was 25 years ago, but it is still very different from what we have here, at least right now. And so, yeah. So
should we wait to release this until after you're on the plane?
I don't know. Yeah. It was. Oh God. Yeah. It was an interesting process getting my visa too. Like, the level of disclosure that I had to give, because it's all runs to the Chinese embassy to say, yes, you can come in, or no, you cannot come in. And you have to have a visa to enter their country, because, and so like my visa is good for exactly 2 months. And if I stayed beyond that time, I suppose I am arrested or something. I don't know, but I won't, because we have a...
Hear me, China? I won't.
Hear me. Good. My flight leaves on the 22nd of August, so if I don't get on that, then I guess I just absorb.
The thing is, of course,
Chinese.
China hears you.
Yes. Yeah.
I hear everything.
Yeah. So, So those are my personal challenges, and just try to be completely in that month that I am there. completely kind of engaged in what the experience is.
Yeah.
And there's, again, there's been a great level of introspection that I've kind of dove into the last month and kind of preparing for that. But then still, that process will hopefully continue while I'm there. And the great thing is, again, because I talked about, connectivity with outside of China is difficult because Facebook and Google and things like that are banned, and there's a tight government control over internet access. So,
no podcast is what you're saying.
No podcast. I am looking forward to the fact that I can be kind of unplugged from what is going on in the world for a month, and to be interested to see how it is filtered or what my perception of what is going on in the world through, I guess, Chinese news sources and things like that, and then to see what
we can shore it up with what happened over here when you come reconcile.
How the two reconcile, how the two perspectives reconcile. Yeah.
I would have one challenge for you.
Yeah.
To tack on. So Sarah's got 7. You had like 1 or 2, right?
Yeah.
I've got which is be present, and I forgot the other one already. Be present, be immersed in the culture.
Be immersed in the culture, and how are the modes of theater different between them? To really be able to ask them. Yeah, clarify.
Got it.
Yeah.
So my last one, which will take you up to a solid 10, my last one's very specific, and I think will be nice both from a producer standpoint for the podcast later, but also just for Adam as a person. And since I know you got a new phone, would be maybe every day before you go to bed, or at some point in the day when you feel like you can do this, to pop open the voice memos program on your phone and just record a little, basically like a little diary or a little log or something that you want to remember. One thing you want to remember about the day.
Yeah.
And if you record one thing you want to remember about the day every day for your trip there, number one, it's good audio for the show. Let me be serious.
Sure.
But number two, I think it's a cool way to remember stuff without the internet and everything else. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd like you to try that. That's my challenge to you. Is one piece of audio every day.
Yeah.
Something you want to remember.
Can I ask, how's that, do I have enough space on my phone to do that?
What size? Yeah, audio is really small.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The voice memos are really, really small. I mean, how big is your phone?
I think 16.
Did I lose Sarah?
No, I'm still here.
I'm still here.
I'm just listening.
She's listening.
Okay.
You think active listener?
Okay.
I'll see if I can find out. I thought it was 16, but
you should have more than that, I think.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that was the old one.
You go settings, general iPhone
settings.
Storage.
Where did you go?
Podcast gold.
I know, yeah. Wait, everybody.
I feel like I should grab one.
Looking about. Capacity is 60, and I've got 42 available right now.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. But
yeah, you're fine.
I don't know nothing. And I was actually because I'm gonna wipe all the pictures off the phone, and that way.
Are you gonna disable Touch ID for the return back?
Huh? What?
Okay. So when you re-enter the country, and since you're coming from China,
yes. I
you
know
might
what you're referencing now.
Right.
I didn't activate Touch ID.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, and I think a lot of people do, but just in case, if you're coming back into the country, TSA can ask you to unlock your device if you have a biometric like a thumbprint Touch ID, but you can't unlock your device. They can't ask you to unlock your device if you have a password or a passcode installed.
Yeah.
So there you go. And you don't have to do just the numbers. You can do like letters and everything.
Yeah.
But that's another day.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yes. Yeah.
I would just hate if you come back. That's right. Yeah, you come back into the country like, well, all those voice memos, they're gone.
Yeah.
That would make me sad.
Yeah. Nope.
Okay.
Good. What's next?
Well, what's next would be, Adam, do you have any challenges for us while you're gone? You may not, but I just thought I would throw that out there.
Sure. I guess talking about being present, because you guys are gonna be married.
That's right.
Put your
We
phone
are.
away. You
Oh,
guys are gonna
what?
be
My phone
married.
is on. I don't have my phone.
Bleep bloop blorp.
Soonish.
Bleep bloop blorp.
Oh.
You know, you guys are going to be married soonish, and even though you're already living together, I feel that there is a weird, there is a mind shift. You know what I mean? Like once that happens, even though like practically not a lot of things are changing around you, it feels like there's a different emotional weight to it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we are recording in separate rooms right now in the same house.
You know, I wasn't going to say it, but yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so I would say to find ways to enjoy and revel in these sort of last couple of weeks and moments. You know, how is being a couple but not married different from when after the vows are spoken?
Right. You're saying we'll never be engaged again. We're engaged now,
You're engaged now, so
and then we'll be married.
Oh yeah. Then
Right.
yeah.
So how is engaged different? Are there different rules? Like, are there different expectations once the vows are spoken?
Right.
Like, you know, I don't know.
It's funny because I do feel the shift already starting
Yeah.
in some way. Like
How
I
so?
see glimpses.
How so? What do
No,
you mean?
I realized. Go on, Jeffrey. You.
What? No. Is your camera on, Sarah? Did you just turn the camera off? I just don't see you. I see a logo.
I see myself.
I see her when she speaks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just see a logo.
Okay.
Wow.
One of the things I notice is it's not that the stakes they're not lower exactly, but like when we have an argument or disagreement,
Yeah.
I feel more now like we can have it. Like it's gonna be okay. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not like there's not like this. There's no longer this argument is going to destroy everything, and I have to start over. Kind of
Well,
feeling that you
that's
have when
like
you're
a new discovery for you too, because I felt like that for a while, but I think it's really clicking.
That's fair. I think that's
for
fair.
you. The thing that stresses me out is like just legally. I realized that because I was filling out a W-2 form because I was on set for something, and I realized, oh God, next I gotta
Change your number. Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. 10. Yeah.
I've been set because like for the last 20 years it's been one. Just do one.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, oh God, now how do we do that together? And so anyway.
Yeah. So taxes that's what we think about.
Oh.
No, it was just like
No, I'm just
I just know
kidding.
like, oh, then like we're
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's been like, oh, here are my finances and here are yours, and we combine them and like in our way that we do like rent and bills and whatever. But like then it'll be like,
Yeah. Talk about the
No.
tax code. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
Deductions.
Ooh, it's hot.
Before or after gross debt. Yeah. Ooh.
right.
So there you go. A little coming attractions of what that'll be. Who knows if we'll get to a show because we took us a year and a half to get to this one.
Right.
So who knows if we'll get to a show, before that. But the next time will
had
definitely be about China. Yeah.
I had a little panic because I knew, again, you guys gave me warning about this months ago that this was coming. You know what I mean?
The show or the wedding?
No, the wedding. No, the show was like 4 days ago. It was like, hey, let's do this thing.
Yeah.
Go to China. No, and I got the save the date postcard finally. And but anyway, I literally just thought about this last week. I was like, holy shit, I teach a class on Saturdays. I hope November 11th is not one of those Saturdays. And so I had to go and look at the syllabus I've already created, but haven't distributed yet.
Yeah.
But fortunately, I teach the Saturday before and I teach the Saturday after. The weekend is free.
Well, it's a holiday,
You
so
know
we
why?
tried. We
Because
tried.
I didn't know this when I picked the
Yeah.
date. I picked a month after our regular anniversary. Is that it's Veterans Day weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
We will always have a lovely 3-day weekend.
And that's actually why I'm not teaching on that day, because we have the class on Saturdays, and I didn't pick any Friday or I didn't pick any weekend that was a holiday weekend, so that people didn't have to come to a class in the middle of their holiday weekend.
Right.
So,
Right. Very smart. Well, again, that's working out very well for us right now.
Right,
And
right.
invitations are coming. So, like,
Okay.
official, like, RSVPs
well,
are coming.
with the 2-month bubble of Jeff and I, because Jeff's been teaching for the past, so we haven't really seen a lot of each other. Like, he came up this weekend because I was in crisis for.
you're still in different rooms too, so
We are,
you know.
we're on different trains right
Yeah.
now. But,
Emotionally.
no, but it's been kind of exciting to be like, I don't know, to have like the space and the reflection, before everything happens. Not that like I think like we needed it or
Well, I feel like it
but,
reminds.
I really miss Jeff in
Yeah.
the day-to-day thing, and it sucks not
Yeah.
having your partner.
It reminds us both of how
With
much it
you.
sucks to be without the other person. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Well,
cool.
there you go.
Mhm.
Are you guys? Let me ask. Are you guys going to do a thing where like you have no contact with each other, like 3 days before the wedding? You know what I mean? Like
I don't know. Scott asked me what I want to do for my bachelor's thing, and I
Yeah.
have no idea. And we haven't talked about it. I can't imagine. It sounds like it would be way more stressful. And here we are talking about it for the first time. So I feel like it'd be way more stressful to not be in contact with each other.
Bachelor thing, don't do it the day before the wedding because
No.
don't look hungover in your pictures.
Yeah.
No, I'm not
yeah.
Like-
stupid.
Get trashed the week before. That's totally
I think it's the
fine.
difference in getting married at 35 as opposed to, like, I
Oh,
know
yeah.
I'm not going to do crap like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
But as far as like not having any contact with each other 3 days before or whatever, we do plenty of times through the year where we don't have contact with each other because of jobs.
Yeah.
So I'm not like right now we're going through that. So that doesn't
Right.
really appeal to
Yeah,
me
I don't
personally. Plus,
you
there's a
know.
lot. It's we're theater people. It's an event. There's an event coming that has to be managed, and we're both like, okay, what do we got to do? So I think not having contact
like
would
the
be
night
weird.
before the wedding, we're not spending it together because
Yeah.
just because where I'm getting ready is where we're going to be that night, but I don't want him to see anything until
But as far as like taking a week away from each other,
no.
we're taking 8 weeks away from each other right now. We don't need
Right.
that,
Yeah.
Plus, like, there's like his mom's in Columbus, our family's in Columbus. So much of our lives is tied together, and it's I don't know. Jeff has helped me not be so flippin' superstitious about some stuff, and like we've been so unconventional from the start that like fuck it.
Yeah.
By the time we get married, we'll have been together for 5 years.
That's
so,
true. 5-year mission.
Yeah.
Really, and truly,
There, I got the
like,
reference in. It's
Well
good.
done. Yep.
Looking
I
forward to
didn't-
Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, I really liked the second trailer. I really like that it's because I felt like the first trailer there wasn't a lot of tension, you know, and the second trailer is like, oh, something happened, and this woman's having to atone for it, and I love that,
And it will premiere by the time Adam gets back, so we can all talk about it then. In the meantime, I think we're almost at an hour, so I think we should go ahead and kind of wrap it up. And
Cool.
let's move into some sign-offs. I'll go first since I proposed it, and that'll give the two of you time to stall. We'll end with Adam, but I'll start. I am Jeff, and I am up for the challenge of impending nuptials, but I am grateful that I don't have to do them in China. Sarah?
I am Sarah Lynn, soon to be Mrs. Holbrook. I'm also looking forward to getting hitched. And I'm up for the challenge of the journey of making a marriage last through the years. I think that's really cool.
Yours is
I don't
better.
know.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Well, we usually have an arc. You know what I mean? Each person gets a little.
Bring it
better.
home, Adam.
Oh God. I'm Adam, and I am present in this conversation. You two are present in each other. I will be present when I am in China, and
Like a monk.
Like a monk. I wish everybody well on their journeys, and both immediate and upcoming. And goodbye.
Whoa, wait! You'll
on
come
the other
back.
side. See you on the other side of the wall.
Safe
Yeah.
travels. We'll
I'm
go
out
there.
here.
Okay. Goodbye, American Internet. Hello, Chinese Internet.
Hello.
Until next time.
Waters.
Yay!
Bye-bye.
All right, Sarah. Will you hit stop broadcast?
Shen Shen.
Oh, God. Okay. Stopping broadcast now. I think I hit it. No, I don't
It's
think
still live.
it's not.
Still live.
Hey, this is Adam, and we have just disembarked off of the plane, and we are now in Beijing to give you a report of things that are happening on the plane ride over. I watched a Monster Calls and cried a lot in a very public space. Last 30 minutes of the movie, just cried, cried, cried. It was a good movie. Other things, our plane crossed over the North Pole at 9:21 Eastern Time. So that was neat. And we are currently making our way through the airport right now, making our way through all the various customs and checkpoints and things like that. And we are on our way to meet our Harmonia contact, Ava. And then we're going to take a long bus ride out to Haleybury, where they're going to set us up in the dorms. And we start teaching students there in about 2 days. So I will continue to check in as new things develop. Hey, this is Adam, and it is about 8:30 Beijing time. And at this point now, I have been wide awake for, 32, 36 hours. I don't know. With a little bit of catnapping on the plane. I'm about to go to bed and hopefully get a good 12 hours so that we can be up and start meetings at 7:30 tomorrow morning. Planning for our day. I'm a bit spent. It was an interesting bus ride over here. The rules of the road are kind of make them up as you go. And what else? Haleybury is just an absolutely gorgeous campus. And it was very funny. I was walking around the campus by myself because the way the dormitories are set up, I'm the only male in our group. So all of the women are in one dormitory that is girls only, and I am in the boys only dormitory, except there are no other boys in the building that I'm in, so I'm in a big building by myself with this one woman guarding the entrance to this dormitory. So, but as I was walking around the campus by myself, after we had our meal and met the headmaster here and everything, I had my picture taken about 20 different times. People snapping pictures with their phone. There was even one guy who full on just had a really nice camera set and was just following me around the campus, taking pictures of me as I explored Haleybury. So that was neat. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. This is really cool, and I'll have lots more to talk about when I have slept, and then I'm awake again. Bye-bye.
Sorry about that.